I was staring at numbers that day, as I always did, in an office with no windows. Numbers don't lie, but for a long time too long, I had looked away from the truth hiding behind them. Mr. Kong, there's a message from headquarters. A single sheet of paper landed on my desk. A recall order. I picked it up. Read it once. Read it twice. I didn't need a third time. I already knew. This wasn't a summons home. It was a death sentence. For 12 years, I had managed the Black Vault, the hidden funds of a regime that trusted no one, except the men willing to keep their mouths shut. I was one of those men. I didn't ask where the money came from. I didn't ask where it went. I recorded the numbers, filed the reports, and waited for the next instruction. That was my job. That was my life. Then, 3 months ago, a piece of paper slipped through my hands. Not an official document, a handwritten note, tucked inside a routine file. It listed the number of children who had died of starvation in the northern regions that year. I destroyed the note immediately, but the number stayed, burned into my eyes. Every night, that number lined up next to the numbers in my vault and stared back at me. The night I received the recall order, I called home. I knew the line was tapped. I called anyway. It's me. You sound strange. Are you okay? I'm fine. Just tired. How are things there? We're okay. Eunbyeol drew a picture today. She said she was drawing you. I couldn't speak. Eunbyeol, 9 years old. I had promised her chocolate on my next visit home. Put her on. A small, clear voice came through the line. Dad, hey, have you been good? Yes, Dad. I drew you today, but your nose came out way too big. Haha. I laughed. I laughed and I cried at the same time. Dad, don't forget the chocolate, okay? I won't. I promise. You really promise? I promise. After I hung up, I sat still for a long time. Outside the window, the lights of the harbor city shimmered in the dark. I made my decision. 48 hours remained. 3 in the morning. The underground document vault beneath the compound. I had access. I always had access. Economic attachés always do. My hands were shaking. I steadied myself against the cold metal shelves and walked inside. A fluorescent light flickered overhead. Second row. Bottom drawer. False floor beneath. I had known it was there for 12 years. I had never touched it. Until now. A small black USB drive. The size of a thumb. Inside it every hidden transaction. Every ghost account. Every nameless transfer the regime had made across 12 years. All of it. The moment it touched my palm, I felt the cold metal against my skin. Then the alarm went off. Footsteps echoed from the far end of the corridor. 1, 2, at least 3 people. I closed my fist around the USB and ran toward the back passage. Behind me, a voice cut through the dark. Stop right there. I didn't stop. If I stopped, I died. I took the emergency stairs 3 steps at a time and hit my knee hard on the railing. I got up. I kept running. Outside, the night air hit me like a wall. The city's harbor district, a maze of narrow alleys and wet stone streets. I ran without a map. A gunshot rang out. Then another. Plaster exploded off a wall beside my head. I dropped low and drove myself into the alleys. Laundry lines cut across the sky above me. A cat screamed and knocked over a bin. My lungs were burning. I didn't stop. I tried the emergency contact number. 3 rings. Disconnected. I tried again. Nothing. Damn it. They had already cut me off. The compound was no longer on my side. At the end of an alley, light leaked from a small restaurant. I knocked on the door. An old man answered. Weathered face. Fisherman's clothes. Eyes that had seen things. We didn't share a language. I opened my hand and showed him the USB. Then I pointed toward the sea. He looked at me for a long moment. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for an explanation. He simply nodded and stepped aside. That single look was the greatest help I received that night. An old wooden fishing boat. The smell of rust and engine oil. The sound of waves. I lay flat against the bow while the old man worked the oars. The shoreline pulled away behind us. Then the searchlight came on. A patrol boat. Its beam swept back and forth across the water. The old man cut the engine. The boat rocked silently in the dark. I held my breath. The light passed over us. 1 inch, maybe less. The patrol boat turned. It moved away. I finally exhaled. The USB in my fist was slick with sweat. 30 minutes later, the engine wouldn't restart. We used our hands, then oars. Without a single word, 2 men rowed toward the same horizon. While the eastern sky began to pale. Your name? Kong Du-yun. Position? Economic attaché. Former attaché, I suppose. The fluorescent light hummed above the interrogation table. The same white light as the document vault. I squinted. Can you explain the contents of the USB yourself? Every last byte. Why did you bring it out? I thought carefully before answering. At first to survive. That was all. But now I believe I need to survive in order to speak. Speak about what? The numbers. And what was behind them. The investigator picked up his pen. On the third evening, while the first investigator stepped out, the second one spoke quietly. We attempted to contact your family. I looked up. We couldn't reach them. It appears they've been relocated. We don't know where. Relocated. These people didn't understand what that word meant. I closed my eyes slowly. Eunbyeol. Chocolate. You really promise? That night I wrote a letter. Eunbyeol. Dad is writing to you from somewhere far away. I don't know when you'll read this. I don't know if you ever will. For a long time, I was not a good man. I didn't do the terrible things directly. But I recorded the numbers that made them possible. I thought closing my eyes meant I didn't know. But numbers stay. In the dark, they shine even brighter. I couldn't keep the chocolate promise. I'm sorry, but I'll make you a different one. I'm going to stay alive. I'm going to keep talking. And if someday, somewhere in this world, you hear this voice, know that Dad was here. All the way to the end. The witness stand was a small, worn wooden table. 1 microphone. Papers in front of me. Investigators on either side. And behind me a window. Through it, I could hear the sound of waves. I placed my hands on the table. They trembled. I breathed in slowly. You may begin when ready. Yes, my voice cracked. I breathed in once more. Kept my eyes open. Looked straight ahead. My name is Kong Du-yun. For 12 years, I managed the Black Vault. And now I am going to tell you everything that was behind those numbers. The waves came in, quietly, from somewhere far away. The fluorescent light hummed on. I kept talking.